Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to this matchup, which is most likely going to be amazing.
Yeah, Liquid Ret versus Alternate Attacks Cloud. The first map is going to be Metalopolis. Surprisingly, that Cloud didn't get rid of it in the veto.
Interesting, yeah.
But yeah, the first map is going to be Metalopolis. And this is going to be amazing, simply because Ret this is his favorite matchup. It's his strongest matchup as well.
Yep.
He's so good versus Terrans. And likewise, Cloud isn't that bad versus Zerg
No,
either.
he's not. He really isn't.
And he's got some really awesome strategies. He's got a lot of like funky double engineering bay plays, Hellion Marauder, and so on and so on. So I'm actually really interested to see what Cloud can do to topple the Drone King.
Yeah, and bear in mind that Cloud did have a stumbling start in the tournament against his teammate Soke, where really he kind of got a fool made out of him. And then he came back and smashed through Grubby, and did so in a really solid fashion. I'm very impressed with Cloud up to this point, and I'm glad that he's playing well in this tournament. So let's see. Bear in mind, if Cloud actually takes this matchup, it's almost, in fact, I'm pretty sure it's certain that he goes through.
Yeah, and that would be incredible considering the kind of level he played at in the first two games.
Yeah, exactly. He's sort of got a hard field as well.
And likewise, if Ret wins this too, it looks like he's going to advance too.
Exactly,
so
yeah.
whoever wins this is looking quite sure to advance into the day 2 tomorrow, where we move on to the round of 4.
Exactly.
We'll have to see. It looks like Cloud's just a few seconds AFK, and it looks like he's ready now, though. So
yeah, of course, the crazy thing would be if Ret actually swept all of this, then we'd have a very close tie for second place that would be determined by maps and then head-to-heads, which can get a little tricky. But we'll see. We shall see. At least we know there's a differentiation there, because there are players who have lost their games at 2-0, but let's see. All right. It's time to go and have a look at this matchup, which I am looking forward to a great deal between two of my favorite players. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to the Metalopolis. And I bring you right here, down in the Red Trunks in the south position. It is, of course,
Team Liquid Ret.
And this is his second matchup in 3 in a row. A lot of these players did actually request this setup. They like playing back-to-back matches. They feel they get into a rhythm, and we're more than happy to provide when we can. And he's up against his opponent, having lost a game versus his teammate, but then coming back really strong against Grubby. It is the one and only
Alternate Attacks Cloud.
He's in the yellow trunks, and he is playing Terran to the west.
These guys haven't played that much against each other, simply because Ret doesn't play that many tournaments. He selects very few, and the ones he does play in, Cloud usually isn't there, because Ret does appear in many of the US tournaments, such as MLG.
He does, yes.
And when they have played, though, Ret has won rather convincingly over the time. So Ret's kind of playstyle usually revolves around pretty fast Mutalisks, faster than usual Zergs. So Cloud should know exactly how Ret likes to play. He's a very known drone player, and he likes his fast layer. So will Cloud do something to punish that? Will he try to go earlier on in? Or will he do something such as take a fast third or something crazy? Or try to play straight up? These are the decisions which Cloud has to kind of choose from, and I'm definitely interested to see which one.
Oh yeah, because going in quite early against a player like Ret, you might think it would make sense, but Ret has played this style for ages and gotten to the point where he can make ridiculous holds with very, very little. So if you screw that up, and you sacrifice your economy to do damage, and you don't do enough damage, then Ret just goes steamroller mode and rolls over you, because his economy's at a ridiculous level.
And in these positions, Mutalisks are actually very good too, because it's so close and so easy to get them into the main base of Cloud, simply because of the air rush distances. Cloud doesn't really get that many benefits from this map, to be honest, the way they've spawned, and Ret's always going to be expanding away from Cloud compared to spawning or expanding closer. The one advantage I suppose Cloud can get from this map is that it has got a gold in the middle. Yep. And kind of securing that as your third base could work out wonders. And we do have a bunker going down, bit of a fake pressure bunker, nothing major coming from it, and Ret does see it and pulls 4 drones in total. And it looks like he's just going to go and surround the Marine rather than try to kill the bunker, which is a smart decision.
Yeah, it's not too terrible at all. If you can take the Marine out before it reaches the bunker, then the bunker pretty much becomes irrelevant as to whether or not it actually completes. Having a bit of a jog, and will he be able to do that more to the point? He dodges around, and the blood splatters all over the bunker walls.
That's a bit unfortunate, and the other one's not going to get in either, unfortunately.
Nope. Denied.
So, it does salvage the bunker, but
Well, this is what I said, isn't it? He does so much with so little. He's used to this stuff. And that's 2 Marines, the bunker, and the SCV. Of course, salvaged the bunker, but he still lost 25 minerals on it. And the price? Not a damn thing. Rhett didn't deviate at all.
No, not at all. He's going to build 4 Lings anyway. Meanwhile, we do have the Hellions coming out now for Cloud, and there is the fast command center also. What is he going to be doing now? He should be adding the tech lab onto this barracks immediately and wanting to get that stim upgrade nice and fast, unless he has something in surprise for us.
Well,
so
he did move
we'll
his... Do you notice like he wanted to put his barracks down here and then he moved it further back? That indicates to me that there's a reason for that.
And there's the starport. So it looks like we are going to have a Marine Hellion drop into the main base of Rhett very soon. And that's actually something that's pretty good against somebody that goes fast layer, because they're only defending on Lings. Some people even forget, or not forget, but choose not to get speed, which obviously helps a lot versus this Hellion, Marine, and Medivac play. And will Rhett be able to defend against this with only Lings? He isn't creep spreading in his main base yet, and already Hellion's doing damage.
Oh, and it is massive, massive, nasty damage, isn't it? A little bit of poking and prodding here and there, a little bit of wonderful warming fire for Rhett in the spirit of this winter season.
Oh, look at this. The Overlord from Rhett actually goes in and spots what Cloud's doing, and it's not for a Medivac to lift into the main, it's actually for a Banshee, but is immediately picked up by Rhett. Perfect scouting here, realizes there's no expansion, sees it in the main base, and then sees the Banshee follow-up here.
Yeah, and I wonder what his response is going to be to that. Well, he went straight for lair, and I would of course expect an evolution chamber to come out very shortly.
Yeah, I mean, he should do, but he knows that Cloak shouldn't really be an option for Cloud right now. Even, yeah, he's just going to back up and go for the regular kind of style, get stim and continue like normal. And Rhett isn't really doing anything. He
doesn't have to do anything.
If he was playing against Cloak, he really doesn't even need an evolution chamber, because he can just use an Overseer from the lair straight away. But meanwhile, Rhett is now going up, and he should be taking the 3rd and 4th gas very, very shortly here, as he wants to start to get that gas income so he can start to produce these Mutalisks. Meanwhile, the creep spread has actually gone a little bit far out compared to where Cloud would have liked it to have stopped. And that's obviously not good for Cloud, and especially against any pushes that Cloud decides to do after.
Absolutely. We've got Cloud now redeploying and just playing a lot of musical chairs, really, with his base, trying to figure out exactly what the best composition is to use against Rhett. And I would go with the one that doesn't die very easily. That's what he's going to need. And Cloud will be able to pick off an Overlord for free here, but that Overlord's already done its job. It got the information. It forced Cloud down a particular route, and the 3rd has now been taken by Rhett. And what is Rhett's drone count, Apollo?
It's currently at 46, not that high, just kind of 2 base saturation. He can't really build any more drones at this point because he can't saturate a base yet. So he will just build a few more units and overlords and then start to drone within the next minute or so. But meanwhile, Cloud has got a really fast 3rd base here. And so we're not really going to see any aggressive pushes coming from Cloud, but he is going to be starting to really maximize his SCV count with this 3rd command center. He may try to take the middle of the map with this command center also.
Yeah, it's a very real possibility. I don't think anyone's honestly surprised about Cloud getting rather greedy with his command centers. That's fairly standard. Rhett, on the other hand, he does love his Mutalisks in this matchup, and he's got that Spire almost complete, even a Baneling Nest being added as well, and good creep spread there. Everything is going so well for Rhett at the moment.
And there's that double evolution, not double evolution chamber, sorry, the engineering bay. So like we talked about before, Cloud is very known for doing this. Does like to race up with his upgrades, and if you get a lead above the Zerg, it makes engagement so much easier if your Marines are a lot stronger than the Mutas and
Exactly.
Lings.
It's a big advantage against the Mutalisk style, very, very simply, because you become an unstoppable tank against any number of Mutalisks.
And really nice timing for these Hellions to move in, and they do get a good position as well to fight down these Lings.
Very nice. There is a single Mutalisk that is actually going to clean all of them up if they're not careful, but he does a reasonable amount of damage, cleans up quite a few Lings, and of course prevents mining time. Goes for one last shot, and he gets 2 drones in the process, so a worthwhile little endeavor for him, and he also knows that Mutas are now in play.
And Rhett now has built 20 Lings. He's probably going to shoot up now to 75 drones or so. And the Muta harassment will begin. Currently, there's just turrets being built, so just in the nick of time, really. Marines are starting to get heavily upgraded now. Almost 1-1 is halfway through completion. Medivacs, does he have any out? He has a single one at the moment, but that's actually enough with these Marines. They do have Sim as well.
It's only 5 mutas, and they don't have +1. They don't have combat shield yet either, but he's working on that. Baneling speed on the way up as well, so it's just going to be straight mutaling from Ret at the moment. There's nothing wrong with that at all at the moment. That's absolutely fine.
And there's the armory as well, so we can continue straight into 2-2. Nice little hole that Ret's found on this corner, left-hand side. Killing a few SCVs, preventing gas from mining efficiently as well. And just more and more Mutalisks being added on. The drone count now is at 74, and he should be looking for a 4th base in the next couple of seconds as well. He's also a double evolution chamber himself, but he's not really getting the upgrades yet. And that advantage is heavily swinging in favor for Cloud now. More production facilities as well, and he should be looking to take a 3rd base of his own in the next few seconds. He's obviously got the command center, but he needs to take it to that back base now. Otherwise, he's just going to fall so far behind in economy, because Ret is looking for that 4th base.
Yes, he is. Right, swinging around once again, starting to build up a larger count of Mutalisks. Baneling speed is about to kick in, and he's also got the infestation pit on its way up as well. Lots and lots of options here for Ret in terms of how he wants to engage, how he wants to attack and defend, and of course where he wants to go in terms of his tech, potentially to Hive. And Ret now swinging around looking for a couple of freebies. He finds one. The gift of a supply depot has been given, and the stim is fairly wasted really from Cloud there.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, Ret hasn't really achieved that much harassment with these Mutas. He's obviously invested a lot in them, but hasn't done that much. And it looks like Cloud's going to be able to successfully take that 3rd base relatively easy. His SCV count seems quite high. It is at 60, and he's still producing 3 at a time. But now Ret's gone up to the infestation pit. He's taken that 4th base and will be able to get Pathogen Glanton soon and just make his army so much stronger against everything, especially against these double upgrades. You know, Fungal Growth is not going to take effect into these upgrades whatsoever, and that will definitely help out Ret.
Yeah, I have doubts as to whether or not there are enough Marines there, but with Viking support, looks like Ret is not willing to risk that just yet. A couple of Lings here and there are able to tear down a couple of Marines, and Sensor Tower now going up as well. But Cloud's playing very safe at the moment, and it's certainly playing into his favor. The problem is that Ret's starting to get to the point where he's turning into a runaway train, and that's where things start to get really dangerous.
Yeah, the Hive is now being upgraded from the layer in the main, and like you said, Ret just has so much control, and with Mutalisks, when you harass, you can actually scout everything. He knows exactly down to the very precise building what Cloud has, so that opens up Ret, and he's like, alright, well, this is what you have, this is what I can do now, and Ret's very good like that. And look at this, he's gonna try and just blow up this 3rd base by the looks of it with Banelings, and
Ooh, Cloud's only deploying a tank at perhaps just the wrong moment. Moving it back, which is not ideal. Surrounding this bunker, which is, I mean, it's pretty much Zergling proof, but Baneling proof, not so much. And he's not in a good position to deal with this at all. These Banelings, and he's got to make decisions to what he wants to do with them. There's the split. Is it enough of a split? It is. It's not a bad split, honestly. He doesn't take too much damage from that. And while the base has been denied, it hasn't been killed yet.
Yeah, he should have tried to focus down all the SCVs. There's literally like 20 SCVs there or so. And
I'm kind of surprised he didn't go straight for it with Banelings, honestly, especially with Baneling speed.
Yeah, and more Lings coming from behind this army, and wow, look at Ret just powering through with just unlimited amounts of units.
Yeah, that's the problem when Ret goes into machine mode, isn't it? And that Thor's going to be ripped to pieces as well. Why do with anything more than he can merely do with Lings? It's as simple as that.
It's crazy what Ret... He just makes the game look so simple.
He does. Well, that's why I kind of tried to start playing Ret style on the ladder, and you know, it works pretty well. Honestly, just drone until you can't drone anymore, and suddenly you've got loads of options. But whatever the case, that's another tank going down, and it's just Lings. It's just Lings, and you know what? It's enough just to cause untold havoc. Yeah,
the kind of downfall for Cloud is that he took such a late 3rd base, and he was kind of stuck on 2 base for so long, and Ret was like, all right, well, if you're going to play so ultra defensive against my Mutalisks, I'm just going to take 4 and 5 bases really fast here. And he's got so many lava to just continue to make units over and over and over here.
Yeah, Ret is at this point looking in a completely different class. As the games that he's played so far, he's been blowing everybody else out of the water, and this is not an easy group. These are very good players indeed.
And he's just thrown his Mutalisk away. He doesn't really care about them anymore. He's about to make Broodlords at the 17-minute mark now. And Cloud's just not prepared. He has absolutely nothing for this.
Nope.
Absolutely nothing.
Ghost count is at a grand total of nothing whatsoever. Viking count is at a total of 1. That's not ideal. Not at all. And loads of corruptors on the way up. Plenty of upgrades. Adrenal glands even being added on. Because, hey, why not? He's had so much success with Lings up to this point. Why not just give him a bit of a boost?
Yeah. Rhett's just controlled this game from start to finish. There was actually no point that Cloud had any control on this game.
None whatsoever. Even from the very start, I think that set the tone for the rest of the game, where the bunker rush went so disastrously wrong, and Rhett just swatted it away like it was nothing, and now he's going to bring the pain.
Yeah, it's not looking so good. 10 Broodlords being morphed now. Drop into the main base, but it's going to do a bit of damage, but the thing is Infestor's just running straight for them, and they're going to be able to chop down everything here.
Yeah, and the fungal growth will be extremely unpleasant. He wants to take out the Great Spire, and actually he can do it.
Wow.
Oh, he transfuse. Very nice. There we go.
It's just unstoppable, isn't he?
How do you kill this thing? This thing that is red, this creature, this Zerg Cerebrate. How do you kill it?
As he walks across the map, he's going to walk into Broodlord, and he's like,
hello.
I don't know. I don't know. That's going to be Cloud.
Yes, I think he's not going to be too happy with this. He stims around and looks to try and focus fire, but Marines versus Broodlords, you know how it goes. GG is the answer to that.
Just incredible. Absolutely incredible from Rhett. Okay, so we do have to go over to the NA server, but I'm just going to get the map choice from Cloud before we do, and then I can go host it on the NA server.
Indeed. But Rhett is looking monstrous in this group. He really, really is. Cloud's going to have to work pretty damn hard to come back from that if we see that caliber of play continue from Liquid. Rhett, who is currently actually literally on fire in his room right now. He is covered in flames. The room is burning down. You know what? He doesn't care because you know what?
On the EU server, absolutely no difference whatsoever.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Exactly.
We'll be right back on the North American server because, hey, let's throw more advantages at Rhett. Don't go anywhere.